Okay, before we even start, guys, I need everybody's honest answers. All right? When you're at Disney, are you the one saying, it's vacation, just get it, buy it? I don't care. Or, I see you, KJ. Or are you standing there like, that's a $7 bottle of water. I am not buying that. Go get the fountain. So let me know. And be real about it.
I buy all the things all the time. If I'm at Disney, I'm splurging.
Katie, what about you?
That stresses me out. That whole statement, that gives me like heart palpitations. Absolutely not. I'm like, no, you can bring your water bottle and you can refill it. Like, no, I'm the frugal mama. True and through.
Yeah, I feel like I add an extra zero to my bank account every time I go to Disney. I'm like, yeah, there's just an extra zero, so I'm good. And then I get back to reality. I'm like, now there's nothing left.
We call that Disney math. And also, nobody should be spending $7 on a bottle of Aquafina. Like, just to be clear, that Disney needs to change the water. Can we get some like Saratoga
100%.
Springs? Disney, let's upgrade the water.
All right. Well, so are we budgeting beforehand, or are we worrying about the bank account later?
The way that you
Later.
shake your head, Shae, that's crazy because
No, I'm not budgeting at all. I'm just being honest. Like,
What's a budget? What's a
When we get
budget?
there, I
It's
don't-
Disney.
my husband says
Yeah.
yes to everything.
this episode's going to give me a heart attack.
Well,
So
it's going to be.
My theory is I'm not spending money on my utilities at home. I'm not spending groceries money. I'm not using gas money. So I'm saving money at Disney.
That's called
Disney
Disney math.
That's hilarious, KJ.
All right. Well, this is going to be a good conversation then. Welcome to Mom Approved Magic, where we talk about Disney in a way that actually makes sense for families in real life, real families. My name is Steph, and I'm here with Katie and KJ and Olivia and Shae. And today we are talking about a big one. Is Disney actually worth the price?
Uh-huh.
All right. So, what do people mean when they say Disney is too expensive? Olivia, what do you think people really mean when they say that Disney's too expensive?
What
What do you
people
think?
really mean is they mean that they haven't made a plan, in my opinion, because there's so many ways of like to get around the prices. And KJ's up there going, no, I'm going to be spending all the money, right? No. So for me, I'm pre-packing those frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm packing
Preach.
all the snacks. Okay. So when I get to that margarita stand, I have a little extra money to get an extra margarita. No, but for real, like
That's my girl.
if you
Yeah.
if you plan right and you bring the right stuff to the parks, it can be less expensive. But and another way to view it is that some people are looking at the Disney prices on the website and they're not thinking about all the discounts that are becoming available, and they aren't maybe utilizing a travel agent to see what cheaper options could look like.
Yeah.
Disney can look different for everybody.
Mhm.
Disney does, you can be low, you can, it's not always a low number, right? It's any type of vacation, you're going to spend some money. But there's options for just lower amounts and all the way up to super high amounts like the Polynesian that I would love to stay at in once in a lifetime situation. But I think it's honestly because there's no plan in the beginning. And so the price tags look heavy and people think they have to buy everything. But KJ, what do you think? Because I know that you said that you don't even care about what your money looks like when you go to Disney. So go ahead, KJ.
Well, to be fair, I
agree.
do. I'm really bad in the merch stores. Like, I will go and I will spend ridiculous amounts on like Disney pins. But I get a Walmart delivery order to my hotel, so I am saving money there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting my water bottles delivered. I'm a Diet Dr. Pepper queen. So I get my Diet Dr. Peppers delivered. All of our snacks that we bring to the park are delivered. So we're not having to spend extra there. But I think people think it might be too expensive they don't realize there's so many different ways you can do Disney. Like, if you don't want to stay on property and you want to save some money there, there's a way to do that. You can stay at a nearby hotel for a fraction of the cost a lot of times, but still be close enough to Disney where you can drive in. But then there's also ways you could spend an extraordinary amount of money, like staying at the Poly or places like that. But like to save money, you could bring your food to the park. You can bring your souvenirs. You could buy souvenirs ahead of time. You know, Katie, you have a great like thing going with the thrifting your clothes. Like that is so genius. So, I mean, you probably have a lot more expertise in this subject. What do you think about all this?
Well, I mean, I'm just frugal. Like I grew up frugal, so it's like hardwired into me, which I love. But yeah, I mean, I don't buy merchy stuff unless I have like a heavy discount because a lot of the stuff that I find I get through thrifting because I just enjoy doing that too, right? It's like the thrill of the thrift anyways. So I have all my outfits pre-planned before I go and everything. And then also like for my little, I don't do like the bubble wands and I don't do tons of toys and stuff right now because again, like I keep talking about seasons of life, but like in his season of life right now, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I bring a new toy that I bought from Walmart in Indiana or I go into the merch store and buy him a new toy there. So I'll bring stuff and pull it out. That's new stuff to him, but you know, it avoids us from getting wrapped up in the merch stores because it's not that I don't splurge on Disney stuff either because if it's worth it, it's worth it. Like I love Garden Grill. I love some character dinings. That's one of the. I see you over there, Shae. Don't even start because I'll
My
die
eyes
on
are
that
like
hill.
doing this right now, like thinking about it.
I love Garden Grill. And so, you know, there are some experiences that I'm like, I'm absolutely going to pay for. And that's where, like, I've saved so much cutting corners in other areas that it doesn't feel like a splurge. It just, you know, it's already within my budget. So, Shae, what do you got?
So it's weird for me because I also grew up, we're both military kids, right?
Yeah.
So my mom and dad were also pretty frugal, but also I have 4 kids we all talk about this all the time. This is like a little bit on a deeper level, but I have 4 kids that I never thought I would be able to take to Disney one day. So me and my husband have worked really hard for what we have. So, if Isla says she wants bubble wand, she wants bubble wand. If we can do it, we can do it. Now, if I would not do that, if you know what I mean, I didn't have the means to do it, and I wouldn't recommend doing that just just to say, oh, I got my kid a bubble wand. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's different. Everybody does Disney different. Now, I will say also, KJ, I agree with you. We both do the DVC rental thing, right? So before we owned our DVC stuff, we would just have food delivered just like that, or we hit up Sam's Club before we leave, pack a cooler. We have those big dinners, and we just pop them in the oven when we get back to the parks instead of spending $300 on a dinner. So
that's so smart.
yeah, so I feel like everybody does Disney differently. Now, if my kid's like, "Can you have a crown made for me?" That's like a once in a lifetime thing, right? Because they do have the place where you can get the crowns made, and they're like they start at $100. I don't even want to know what they end at, but like those are like things that are like once in a lifetime things. A bubble wand, she's gonna break that, so I know. I don't know.
That's probably
It's
not worth the money.
Right.
Yeah.
well,
You can also probably get it
it's worth
somewhere
it
else.
to her.
I know
It's
what
worth
you
it
mean.
for her. She's a bully. That's it.
Listen,
Isla's a
if the
bully.
bubble wand is going to stop a meltdown, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Yeah, you have all seen Isla in rare form. I don't know. I'm not playing around with that.
Good, yeah. All right. So, what is something at Disney that made you stop and think, like, really, this isn't expensive, but people might think it's expensive, but for you, it's not that expensive. Katie, what do you think? It
I mean,
doesn't feel expensive to you.
I'll circle back to character dining experiences, and this is going to vary because I have a select few that I really do enjoy, but this is big on like how old are your kids? Is it in the middle of the day? Does it depend on the time? For my family specifically, something that is worth it to me is to go to a breakfast. My Caleb is enamored, obsessed with characters right now. So I know if I start our day off in a park, for example, I'm going to start at Crystal Palace. We're going to have this great breakfast. We're going to fill our bellies until probably dinner because we're bringing snacks and stuff too. He's going to get to see all of the characters. Since it was the first reservation that we did at Crystal Palace, we then like essentially rope dropped and did all of the rides right away too. So that was 100% worth it in my opinion. And I know we're going to get into this later, but something like Be Our Guest, that's not sustainable for me and my family. He's not going to sit there at 3 years old for this fine dining experience, right? But in my opinion, if you find a character dining that works well for you at the right time of day, that's 100% worth it, in my opinion. Olivia, what do you think?
I agree.
I think there's a lot of stuff. The biggest thing that I've recently encountered, I guess recently encountered in general, the Eat to the Beat dining package. A lot of people don't really know about that, what it really entails. We actually ate at a restaurant right before. Can anyone guess the one that is the little pub in Epcot? Who knows the pub in Epcot? Because I'm forgetting what the name is.
Oh,
So
the
I'm
Rose and
asking
Crown?
you guys. The Rose and Crown. That's
Yeah,
it.
Rosecrans.
It's really
So
good.
we actually booked at the Rose and Crown for like a 4 p.m. like early dinner, and it was like $60 for each person. However, we were going to see the Beach Boys right afterwards. And so we literally $60, we got a drink, we got our meal, and then we got priority seating because it was the Eat to the Beat. We got priority seating. My son had a blast. We got like almost front row seats for the Beach Boys, and it was something I'll never forget. But you can't pay like if I would, even though it was like it's what 15 to 30 minute show. If I was going to see a show like that somewhere else, easily I would pay over $100 per person, right? And for us, we got the meal and we sat. So there are so many experiences that seem like they would be super expensive in Disney, but they're not. And that's one of the ones that I've come in contact with recently. So
Yeah, that's cool.
And in just to take off from that, there's so many different dining packages when it comes to shows. You have the Fantasmic dining packages at Hollywood Studios, and even during the Festival of the Arts, they had the Broadway performances that you could do a dining package with, and you could do breakfast. You could have done breakfast at Garden Grill and gotten a ticket, preferred seating for the Broadway performances. So these things I think are really worth the money, and you're not spending a lot of money.
no.
What about you, KJ?
So I'm kind of gonna segment into because you guys are all talking about dining a lot, and I'm gonna kind of segment opposite of that because I don't think that sit down dining is worth it for our family. Okay,
Okay.
I like it's usually anywhere from $50+ per person. When my family, we just don't eat that much, especially in the heat of summer. We're not, and we don't want to take that time out of our day to sit down and have a character dining meal. A lot of times we want to be on the go. We don't want to have to, like, I'm footloose and fancy free, right? I don't like to have a plan. I don't want to have to make it to a reservation on time and my kid's asleep and they're not even going to eat. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like doing those sit down dining is not worth it for us. And that might change eventually, but we're gonna like do the quick service, like the quick service and getting to choose what we want when we want, and it's just simple, easy. It's more cost effective for us. That's gonna be where it's at. I feel like, does anyone agree with that?
Well, I agree 100%. We're not really dining people either. I like to eat to the beat because I get something plus the dining.
Yeah, that's
But for
true.
me, a lot of times dining doesn't make sense. I'm a quick service gal. I grab some tacos over in Mexico Pavilion and I just want to go, go, go. So I'm 100% with you, KJ. I think that dining is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And you really just have to kind of decide if it's right for your family.
Yeah.
Shae, what do you think is not worth? Do you feel is not worth it? Is worth the
I
price?
would say, in my opinion, you guys this might be a controversial take. I know this is going to be controversial. I know a lot of times I just don't feel like lightning lanes are necessary. I really don't. I don't feel like I do for like girls trips. That makes sense because it's like, or yes. And then like when my husband for certain rides, yes, but I've already done all the rides. Like I'm not paying, and the price now, like they're not that bad for our trip, but I've seen them really, really high. And I mean, we have 6 people in just our family. And then you add on my mom and dad and then my niece. It can get really pricey. It can get to like, we're spending almost $300 a ride. So, unless it's just like me or my husband and like our oldest or something, I'm not doing it. I'm rope dropping. I'm going to rope drop.
Shae, let me tell you, ramen for like 5 weeks to be able to afford lightning lanes. Like I will drink water and eat ramen for 5 weeks to have my lightning lanes.
See, everybody
I'm not doing
listening.
it.
That's it.
Everybody listening, you
I
have
am
to
not a
know
rope
this is
dropper,
split.
so give me a good lightning lane and I will use it and I will go in it. Let me tell you, I do not rope drop, so I like to get up in the morning, have my breakfast, get to the park, and then give me those lightning lanes and I will pay. Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
that's
What do you think when you think of the money you're spending at Disney? What do you think you're paying for? What is it? What do you feel you're actually paying for when you go to Disney? It's like, are you paying for the memories? What is that money going towards? Because like some people like to take home merch. I'm not a merch person. I've told you guys before, I bought 2 sweatshirts from Disney in the past 30 years. I'm not a merch person. I have 4 pairs of ears and 2 of them were gifts. I don't do buckets, popcorn buckets. So are you paying for just the memories? What is buying something and spending that money doing for you, for your family? What is it bringing you?
I mean,
I think
Pure
for me,
happiness.
yes. Yeah, Katie, do you want to touch on this?
Yeah, I mean, so it's such an immersive experience. And like again, with having a 3-year-old, I understand this even more. I forget like it's real for him. Like seeing the characters and experiencing this magic and going into these immersive fantasy land and pirates. And I mean, as a 3-year-old, he really thinks he's there. Like it's special. And I will tell you guys, he has talked about it incessantly since we got. I mean, like he talks about how Tigger gave him a knuckle and a high five and how like I don't know how he patted him on just this shoulder. I mean, like it's crazy. He was so like immersed into it and he will look at the pictures constantly and it's just special. I mean, and then you talk about like what sets them apart. The customer service is top tier. Like I don't think that cast members at Disney can be topped with even like Chick-fil-A workers because like they're just so amazing. We had so many great experiences with cast members. I can't even like begin to tell you how many where they just went out of their way and noticed things that normal people wouldn't notice. Like my kid, he doesn't understand the walk around characters, right? Like, well, why can't that character come over and give me a huggle and a knuckle and a high five? That's our whole thing. Give me a hug, a knuckle, and a high five. And then like, the person that was with Mandalorian literally just noticed him and I was talking to him really quietly, like, sometimes they just walk around. They're in a hurry. And that cast member like rushed him over and Manda walked him around for I don't even know how long, Galaxy's Edge. Just talking Star Wars with him, and that was so real for him. So it's a whole nother level of like, yes, it's expensive. Is it worth it? 100% in my mind. And I am probably the most frugal girl around, but I will spend the money on this over and over and over again to see like that level of happiness and that level of customer service meet each other.
Yeah, Katie, same. Like, it's so funny because my friends are big concert people, and so they're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go to concerts.
Yeah.
And they're always asking me, like, hey, do you want to go? And I'm like, no, because the price of that one ticket for 3 hours is like 2 days at Disney, and I cannot justify that. But like when I'm going to Disney, I'm paying for the experience. I'm paying for the magic. I'm paying for the customer service. And honestly, kind of most importantly, I'm paying for the safety
Yeah.
because I feel so safe at Disney. You know, you go through security, and that is like by far, especially in this world, that is by far the most important thing to me is the safety of my family. And so, and it's just familiar. I
Yes.
can walk into all of the different parks and I know exactly where I'm going. I know what I'm probably going to want to eat. I know what my kids will eat. I know what my kids are going to want to do. And if they don't want to do this, there's like 20 other things that we can adjust. So that's what I'm paying for every time is the magic, the familiarity, the safety, and yeah, that's why we keep going back time and time again.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of
Olivia,
you actually touched on, like, I truly feel like when you were in the parks, and we just saw this with one of our friends who went to another theme park, right? And we were talking about this. Just a completely different experience from customer service, safety, even just the experience of like the other like guests that are there interacting with them. I
Yeah.
feel like when you're in Disney, it's just everybody's kind of vibing. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely situations where there are like it's not perfect, but
Mhm.
I do feel like a lot of the time when I'm there, I don't even pay attention to that. I'm vibing. I'm having a good time. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about like someone taking my stuff or anything like that, except for the squirrels. Now that Olivia has brought that up,
Yeah.
so
Gotta
Watch
bring
out
up
for
the
the squirrels.
Not the
squirrels.
squirrels again.
I'm really scared of the squirrels. And I have a squirrel that's like, every day I'm like, Katie, that squirrel's looking at me again through the window.
They're after you. No, I actually thought of you guys after like the viewership listening, we were talking about how crazy the squirrels are at Disney. And I thought of you guys because I saw somebody post on a social media platform over the weekend and somebody left them an index card and it said, sorry, we tried to save your grapes, but a squirrel took them. And then I put like a heart. And I
Totally
thought of
get
you
that.
guys, I thought those crazy squirrels. And it was at Epcot. It was at Epcot, so I thought of you
I'm
guys.
telling you.
I just had to plug that in.
oh my God.
They're
I
feral.
Olivia,
see.
Olivia,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't know what I see. I must come from an area that has tons of squirrels. I'm used to squirrels. So I don't know if you guys just don't get squirrels where you
Oh, we
are
have a
because
ton of
Oh no,
squirrels.
I have
we have
them and they're
tons of
big.
squirrels, and they're all feral. They really are. Um, Olivia, what is one thing that because you're a travel agent like me,
Mhm.
what's one thing that you kind of suggest to your clients that they can do to make their Disney trip feel worth the cost, even if it's not, what can they bring with them, or just, what can they do?
I think the biggest thing is let me just go back when I was talking about slowing down and like actually enjoying experiences versus going bam, bam, bam. I think that that's the biggest things that I tell people. I'm like, if you want to enjoy your Disney trip, you need to make sure that you're not hyper fixated on doing all the things. And I think that's really where that's just my biggest thing that I hear from people is that, wow, we tried to get this and that. And, I was talking to a client the other day, actually. It's the one that's leaving in a few days for Disney, and they had gone to Disney before. They stayed off property. They were trying to do everything, and they said the whole time it's like they had no idea where they were going. They were trying to hit everything, but they spent most of the time just looking at their map like this and going, "Where am I going?"
Yeah.
So, honestly, if you just slow down at Disney, that's what I tell my clients, slow down and enjoy. And, you don't have to eat every single snack. That goes back to like the food. Is it worth the price? You don't have to. So you may see all these things on social media, these ice creams,
Bingo.
these, the Dole Whips, they came out with all kinds of flavors. All this stuff is great marketing and it makes you want all these items. But do you need them? Probably not.
Yeah.
So pick a few of them and then take it slow and enjoy your vacation. Enjoy the magic around you because most of the magic around you doesn't cost a thing. So that's my hot take.
Do you guys want to know something that I think is 100% worth the money? And I know some of you guys are not going to agree with me,
What you got?
but I'm going to do it every
What?
time now. Guys, the dessert party at the fireworks show.
I'm trying to
No,
get
I
tickets.
even
I
as a
did it for the
frugal
first
girl.
time.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible, you guys. Like
It's incredible.
not having to stand in the crowd sea of people shoulder to shoulder. You have this space on the lawn, and then afterwards you get to go have dessert and drinks with your family.
Yeah.
I am gonna pay for that every time now. I'm gonna budget for it every time now because seeing the fireworks like that is a game changer. And I recommend everyone that I talk to, I'm like, okay, if you're going to splurge on one thing, splurge on this. And so I highly recommend if you have not tried that, you need to try it because you will never watch fireworks the same again.
Yep. Agreed. Listen, it
Agreed.
is, I am not gonna lie, I will be transparent. It is a spicy price tag. But I mean, we sat in the Tomorrowland Terrace and we did the one that was during free beer, wine, all of these desserts. They even have like
Free.
a kid cookie decorating station and coloring
Oh,
pages
that's
and
awesome.
yeah. What, KJ? What was that?
I said free. Quote, quote, free.
It's so free.
Oh,
You're
including
definitely
How much,
paying.
if
the
you guys
ticket
don't mind me
cost, the
asking,
hefty ticket cost.
how much is it for one person for
Something like
one adult?
99.
Yeah, that's
Right.
really not. If you think about like going to eat at Polly for dinner, because you know how they dim the lights and then they play the
Mhm.
music and you're
Right.
watching the fireworks from there, that's gonna cost you like $200 per person realistically if you're drinking and eating. I don't know. So that's a really good deal, in my opinion.
It's
I agree.
amazing.
I agree. Shae, what is something not worth the money?
Here we go.
Garden Grill.
First of all, I knew you were going to hit me with that. I knew she's been waiting this whole episode to
That's
bring it
my
back.
I
favorite,
actually, as
Coach
soon as she
Jenny.
said it, I was like, "Oh, that's my answer for this." Yeah.
Go
So
ahead. I'll let you have your moment.
let me explain because I get the spinnies. All right, there's things I can't like. I don't ride teacups with
It's
my
going
kids
so
because they like
slow.
to do all of
Thank
this,
you.
and I am someone that just my tummy is not okay with that. So we did Garden Grill for the first time, one of the last times we went. And my dad, if you guys don't know, he was in the military for a very long time. Man has been in so many wars. And my dad like starts saying, "I'm getting a little dizzy," and I said, "You know what, Dad, I am too." And then I was like, "Wait, are we spinning? And we're paying to spin around and get nauseous?
I want the viewership
Is
to
that
understand
turkey?"
the cold, hard facts. You are, in fact, not spinning at this dinner.
We're
Very
spinning,
slowly,
Slow
it
move.
rotates.
You're
but
rotating.
it's like when
Spinning is
you
great.
have too many Avomargs in Epcot. And then the next morning you wake up, you open your eyes, and the room's doing
Shae's
this.
off getting vertigo like she just got off Guardians.
Right.
Okay.
It is not like
Mission.
that.
But you know what? I can ride the big rides and I don't get like that. But I was literally like in my chair, like, "Are you guys done?" I was like, "Please." And then for like roast turkey cutlets, come on.
No, the other stuff. is
First
good.
of all,
Well,
it's short ribs, and the
Steak.
short ribs are
Right.
amazing. So if you're
I
gonna
didn't have short
slanderize the meal,
ribs. So maybe they change up. I'm sure they change up the menu. But we had like turkey with like mashed potato. It was like school lunch. And I was like,
nah,
"Get
girl,
out of
this
here.
was
Like, you're
not school
spinning
lunch.
and
We're gonna
that's
try
what
it
you're
again.
bringing me? No, never again."
All right. Well, my hot take is be our guest is not worth it. Not
Facts.
worth it.
I agree with you. I
100%.
don't think that's
Not
a hot
worth
take.
it. People think they're going to get the beast. No, you're not. You're going to see him. He's not going to stop. He's not going to talk
No,
to you.
you're not.
He's not going to take a picture. The food is okay.
Why do you think they do that? Why is Belle not involved? Why is
I don't know.
it's
I
so
don't know.
pricey. It's
And
so
you have
pricey.
reservations, and they take 45 minutes extra to seat you after your
Yeah.
reservation time.
Yeah.
So I don't think Be Our Guest is worth it. I mean, there might be a few things on the menu that are good, but I'd rather go to Space 220.
You know what's
I
so
love
sad is
Space
it had
220.
so much
Yeah.
potential, right?
It did, and I just feel like they're not utilizing it. I loved when they had the quick service breakfast and they brought the cart out and you could take, I mean, I thought that was fabulous. But the dinner,
Is it
I mean,
coursed?
it's
Is it Be
beautiful.
Our Guest
Well,
coursed?
the
You
dinner's
can walk around, but
delicious. The dinner's delicious. The atmosphere, not so much. I think the
I
dinner.
don't know if the dinner's delicious.
I
It
think
I
it's
don't
looks
either. I don't
it
either.
fabulous.
looks like a convention. It kind of does remind me of a convention room, like at a hotel, like the
yeah.
way that they have it
Yeah.
decorated and
It's
stuff.
very big. It's very, I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
here's the thing. You could get sat in the beautiful ballroom, or you could get sat in the West Wing where it storms and it's dark the whole time.
And but you got the rose,
Yeah.
the enchanted rose. So,
That's an
but who
expensive
cares?
rose to
But
look at.
still, a lot of you'd be surprised how many people go there expecting to be able to take pictures with the beast and they don't get pictures with the beast, or
That
expecting to see
sucks.
Belle and you don't see Belle. So be
Yeah.
warned, if you didn't know that, you were not going to see Belle. You are not going to get pictures with the beast.
Because
You can sneak a picture of him as he's walking through, but he's not going to stop and take pictures.
pre-Big C, when it first came out, though, it was a different experience. You would,
Yes, it was.
because we went, you would carry Lumiere to the table and you would get your own rose, and you went in the side room and got pictures with the
very different
beast.
now.
And that was considered a character experience, but
Yes.
it's not considered a character experience or
Not at
character
all. Not at
dining
all.
now. No, that's
Nope.
not it.
Well, I think this was a great discussion, guys. I mean,
I
I think we
agree.
gave people a lot of good information, a lot of really good advice. And thank you guys for always bringing your smiles.
Yay.
Well, hope you guys listening and watching enjoyed this episode, and come see us again next time.
All right, KJ, you want to take us out? Sing it.
Nothing can stop us now. I'll tell you how. We're gonna make it happen. Let's take a ride and spend a day on the countryside.
That was perfect.
Goofball.